Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Saturdays with Dad. Today we've got an interesting concept for a video. So, do you want to tell the story of how this video came to be?
Well, we noticed on certain sites that there was a seller of out of Japan of Japanese product. Well, what we didn't know after first buying our CDs from there was how incredible these guys are. I think the quality of the most important thing, obviously, is the quality of the music that comes from them is absolutely exceptional. But also, on top of that, as you'll come to see, the total imagination, craftsmanship, and an actual love that goes into making these box sets or single CDs, the greatness that it is. We've discovered two kinds of two different sellers,
which I will link down in the description for anyone who wants to check them out after you've watched the video.
One whose box he's made an art of actually putting them in the box.
Like making a proper box set.
I mean, it's not just the box set, it's the packaging it comes in as well.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's like a work of art. They're quick. I can't speak too highly of these guys. So what we're doing is we're dedicating this particular video
to Japanese CDs.
To Japanese CDs remakes of absolute classic albums. And boy, in the next few minutes or so, you'll see some absolute brilliant box sets from some of the greatest bands that ever were.
Just a quick disclaimer, this is in no way sponsored at all. We're not being told to say this or being paid to say this. We're saying this because
this is what we feel.
We want to, and we want to share one of our favourite sellers with you guys, because why not? Yeah. So we actually came across these just stumbling around on eBay, wasn't it? We were just kind of on eBay, and I think what I was introduced to this seller, I found him first. I don't want to take all the credit though, with this box set, which is Van der Graaf Generator, and it's got all their albums in it and some other stuff. It's even got a Peter Hamill solo album in it, which I only realised later on. So I found this on eBay because I was looking for a Van der Graaf Generator CD box set, and this was the only one I found. And it was from Japan and everything like that, and I showed it to Dad, and I was like, well, this is kind of cool, because they had a bunch of different bands that you could take a look at. I mean, they have I think mainly prog stuff. It's the majority of it is progressive rock, but they have
it's rock. I mean, but actually,
they have got a lot of other bands as well and other genres that
I think actually the prog stuff is a lot, but I think the most they got is actually jazz.
Oh, they do.
They do
and
have
electronic.
Loads of jazz and electronic. Yeah. So if you like jazz, your quid's in, mate.
Yeah, so it's basically, jazz, prog, electronic stuff, anything you'd possibly want, this guy probably has it. So I'll start one, we're going to show you the ones that we've got and talk a little bit about each one. And yeah, you'll probably find that all of mine are situated in the progressive rock category, but we're just going to share them all. So as I mentioned, this is the Van der Graaf Generator one, and this is quite a chunky one. So how he's packaged, or she has packaged this, there's the spine. It's like 3 little compartments, and each one has 3 albums in it. So this is the first compartment with the first few Van der Graaf Generator albums. Well, it doesn't have the very first one, but it's got... There we go. And they are very... Oh, that's upside down. And they are very lovingly packaged together, as Dad mentioned before. There's little bits in each one that resembles the vinyl version. For example, I'll show you now. With the first one that I ever opened was this one. So this is The Least We Can Do Is Wave to Each Other by Van der Graaf Generator. A very good album. And obviously it's got the Obi strip and everything. And it gatefolds like this. Just like the vinyl. And it actually came with, I think it was this one. Yeah, it is. A mini poster. Like a mini poster, which I'll show you now. Look at that.
Oh, it's cool.
So that's the best kind of description I can give for this guy. And each CD, the CDs actually have the label that was on the vinyl version. For example, Charisma label. So if you ever got a Genesis one, it would have that as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so do you want to go and show one of your ones while I'm putting this away?
I have this on vinyl, but this is on CD, and it's several of our albums. So this is the Santana box set, and it's lovingly boxed into a replica from a replica of the album Lotus, which was, obviously, you Santana fans know out there, was their gig in the 70s in Japan. And as I open it up, it has all the albums here.
So they're not just like all organised the same, they're all different.
Yeah, so you got the first album here, Abraxas, which is my favourite coming up. The third album, Caravanserai. And this is actually a direct copy of the vinyl in CD form. This is Lotus.
We've got the vinyl
We've got the vinyl behind us. So that's the vinyl, and that's its little brother, the CD. But what I can tell you, I don't really sort of get all bitty, but when you open this up, what is in here, what's in there is exactly what's in here.
But smaller.
But on a mini level. And also, the actual sound on this is just it's fantastic. So that's Lotus, and then you've got all the other sort of stuff here. The Borboleta. Yep. All basically the Santana albums, all lovingly crafted and put together by this gentleman and or lady. They just are incredible. So this is the Santana box set.
Alright, so we're not going to go too into each one because this video would be very long otherwise. But I'm going to show you some of the little box sets that we got. So here's a good example. So this is Hatfield in the North, and each of the boxes has one of the albums on the cover, which is, this one is the Rotters Club. So in this one, we obviously have the self-titled and also the Rotters Club as well. And it actually came with a greatest hits of some sort. I'm not quite sure what this is. I think it could be wrong, but that's an example of a smaller one because he doesn't just do these giant ones, or she.
And so we've got here a Jimi Hendrix box set, and this one's got basically Band of Gypsies.
That's not Band of Gypsies.
Oh, is that,
that's
Electric Ladyland, sorry. So this is a Smash Hits compilation. This is Band of Gypsies, sorry. This is Axis Bowler's Love. And this one here is Are You Experienced? So obviously not all the Jimi Hendrix music, but I think probably the
defining
albums. Yeah.
Here's one that we got from Mum actually. This is a Thin Lizzy one, but I do love Thin Lizzy as well, so I can enjoy it as much as she does. So here we've obviously got Jailbreak, Live and Dangerous, one of my favourite live albums. Black Rose, I think. This one I'm not as familiar with. Bad Reputation, and lastly, Johnny the Fox. So that's Thin Lizzy. So that's not prog, but it's one that Mum really likes, and I really like too.
Talking about not prog, Crosby, Stills, Nash. On here, again, direct vinyl copies of Stephen Stills. The Graham Nash solo album, another Stephen Stills album, Manassas, who I love, which is Stephen Stills, and then we also have the actual album by Crosby, Stills and Nash. Going
back to prog again, this is a Procol Harum one. This is one that we're both interested in, right now?
Yep.
In here, Shine On Brightly, The Whiter Shade of Pale, Salty Dog.
My favourite. I don't actually know that album.
I don't know if it's not a greatest hits, but it's just another album by them, I suppose. So that's another one of the kind of smaller ones.
I think you'll probably find this will come as a complete non-surprise, yeah?
If you've watched long enough.
If you watched long enough. The Grateful Dead box set. But these contain studio albums. So it's like their first 5 studio albums, starting from the first album, then Anthem of the Sun, Oxomoxoa, Working Man's Dead, and finally, last but certainly not least, American Beauty. Again, once you open them up, they're literally like mini vinyl sets, but mini ones in CD form.
So, for example, if there was a gatefolded LP, the CD would also be gatefolded.
Gatefolded, yeah.
But if it was a single LP, like not a gatefold, it would not be. Here's another one. That's very good. This is an Atomic Rooster one, which has a few more albums. And this is actually a really good one to show because it shows how similar the one to the vinyl is. But I will go from the start here. So, there we go. It's the first album. Death Walks Behind You. In Hearing Of. That's your favourite, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is.
What have we got here? Nice and Greasy. And let's talk about that one. This. So I don't know if you own this, but this is a live album, and this is actually textured. So this is actually denim. So if you take it out, it's actually it's actually, and you just all the albums are in there. All the album is in there. So this is very cool. Probably one of my favourite of the sets because A, I like the band, and B, this is just so well thought out, you know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You've got one more left there, Han.
Oh, yes, that is an alternate cover for this one.
Okay.
So, yeah, some of them do come with more than one cover.
Exactly. So you can, just
if you
swap
want
and
to swap
change.
them.
Yeah. So if I'm going now into German music, and particularly one of the founding members of the great band that was Ashra Temple, and that is the guitarist Manuel Gottsching, who's just unbelievable guitarist. So this is a section of his work.
I think there's some extra covers in that one as well.
And there's extra covers. I mean, I think there's extra covers on all the 6. I think there are only 4 CDs. This one, that's, I don't know what album that is. This one is New Age on Earth. This one here is Blackouts. And this one here is Ashra. Which one's that one?
Ashra Correlations.
Oh, Correlations. And the first one was obviously Bell Alliance Plus.
Yeah, that one.
So, and as Neve said there, so I've got, if I lose a case, God forbid, we've got, they put
4
in
spares.
4 spares.
Or if they get ruined.
And someone drops tea on it or something.
Or someone sits on it.
Or someone, no, don't go on with that.
My favourite of all of them. Is that your last one as well?
No, I've got I've got a whole load of single CDs.
Okay, right. Well, that's the last box set then.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my favourite. I don't know how much you like this one, Dan. I know you like the band, but...
I do. It's probably the most inventive box set.
So clever.
That I've seen. And this is Can.
The wonderfulness that is Can. And it opens out like that. I showed this in my... I think I showed this in my haul yesterday. But it comes with spare sleeves at the back there. I haven't actually opened up all of them yet, but I'll show you a couple of them. So here we go.
Tag them, okay.
They all came with like little mini booklets as well. This is my favourite Can album. Future Days. Nearly there. And that is the end of the Can one. But that is my favourite presentation out of all of them. I mean, it's just so cool. I love it. And it looks just visibly
No, it's just very
pleasing.
good. It does
and the music is not half bad either.
Yeah. And so the last box set I've got here is another band that I adore a lot. And when I show you, you'll understand why. Bay Area, San Francisco again. Jefferson Airplane. The actual box cover is one of Serialistic Pillow. We've got basically everything in here. Wonderful live album, 30 Seconds Over Winterland. This is this one here is Volunteers, which is a great album. And then the actual album itself, which is gatefolded, Surrealistic Pillow. This is Takes Off, and that's just an airplane. And this is Crown of Creation, isn't it? Yep, that's Crown of Creation. After Bathing at Baxter's, great album. They're really out there. And this is an alternate cover to, I think this is the US cover for After Bathing at Baxter's.
That looks quite Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, it does. Then you've got Bless Its Pointed Little Head, which is fantastic. Long John Silver, which is a great album. And this is a fantastic one. I won't take this out because it took me a yonks to get it back in. But this is... I can't remember what this is. I can't remember. Is this
Bark?
Bark, that's right. Yeah, I thought it was one. So I did actually have this album. Sorry, but my memory's terrible now. And I thought, well, I can't really do that. But if you open it up,
it's like a brown paper bag.
It is actually the original.
Oh, right.
The brown paper bag. The copy and the detail is absolutely meticulous. It's like somebody's got the album and squished it in to CD form. And as I say, we're going on about the creative art and the creation behind all this, but the sound quality is just incredible in this.
Yeah, if you have good speakers or good headphones, then you'll be in luck.
You'll really like that.
Okay, so that is the end of the box set portion of the video. But the next one we're going to talk about is Standalone CDs. So this is from a different seller altogether. The seller is, they've got an app actually as well. It's called CD Japan. And it's basically like the box sets, but without the box.
Yeah. So if it's just one CD you want, but the modus operandi is still the same. It's basically crafted CDs of an extraordinary high level, also completely aping vinyl. So they're all like mini vinyls, exactly the same as the box set CDs. So the first one here is, I've got to come up with this story, 1976. I was working in Wimbledon, and there was a record shop up the road on Wimbledon Broadway, which I bought all my, my Grateful Dead, all the West Coast stuff. They did a lot of American imports. And I put down a deposit for the New Riders album, which was then The Adventures of Panama Red. So I strolled up there and wanted to see if it was in. And I spoke to all the guys there. They knew me, I knew them. And they said, no, I'm afraid it's not come in yet. We'll let you know. Got my telephone number and everything like that. He said, but before you leave, have a listen to this. So, and in those days, there's a box you could go into. So I put that on, and I just immediately came out, yes, I'm buying this. And I still feel the same about this album. This is Symphonic Dream by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I'm afraid that my beautiful daughter on my left will probably not like that, but although it is country and rock, there is a lot of prog in there as well. Yes, there is, Neve. Another overtly country album, one of the greatest of all time, the Flying Burrito Brothers, The Gilded Palace of Sin. That again is like the album, but it's just a wonderful one of certainly in my top 50 albums of all time. That, I mean, it's just marvellous. One of the most underrated and lamentably short life of greatest female singers, songwriters, musicians, and that is Judy Sill. And
we talked about
her and the tortuous life that she had growing up, but she was unbelievably musical. She composed some beautiful songs. So I've got this one here, which is beautiful, which is Heart Food. And this one here, which is the first album. I mean, this is the creator of Lady O, which was made as a single by the Turtles, Howard Volman and Kalen, I think, yes, but they became in the Mothers of Invention. It's called Lady O, and also the wonderful Jesus Was a Crossmaker. had to have this. 1971, Allman Brothers, live at Fillmore East. I don't have to say anything more than that. Going back to progressive rock, and this is an album that I've been thrusting on me for a long time. And she said, oh, get round to listen to it. I said, you'll love this album, as I'm sure a lot of you out there will love it. Wishbone Ash, Argus, their defining album. That, again, is a gatefold. It's, you know, I'm not going to go into it.
We listened to it while we were putting up the shelves.
It's good, isn't it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And finally, we got a little special here.
This one is actually not from the same ones that we just
No,
showed.
this is from a different one.
This is one from the same person who did the box sets. We should have mentioned this one.
This is live at the Isle of Wight Festival, which is the Who. So, well, it's great. Look, I can't explain. It's got everything there: Acid Queen, Pinball Wizard. It's just a great live album of a great band with their defining lineup, and really, really wonderful. So that's the Who live at the Isle of Wight Festival 1970.
Alright, so that concludes the video today. If you're interested in anything that we've shown you today, or want to just take a bit more of a look at what these people have to offer, all the links will be in the description. The eBay seller and the CD Japan links will all be down below. I've actually got an announcement coming very soon in the next few days, so stick around for that. And yeah, Monday is Prog Mondays, as you know, so there'll be a video talking about Prog. I mean, that's my whole channel. And yeah, anyway.
Oh, one quick thing. Pete Pardo there, when you did your top bassist, you should have put this guy in, Phil Lesh. You know that.
See you guys on Monday, and Dad, either during the week or on Saturday. Most likely Saturday. Bye.
Bye. Have a great week.